what perhaps. Is there any figures that you have been considering in terms of how many people will be coming in?
Yeah, so automatically when we hit 80% double dose, which is likely to be the 3rd or 4th week of October, once we hit that 80% double dose, we'll automatically restate the caps we had previously to Delta, which was about 3,500 Australians coming home every week. But I'm more than happy to speak to the Prime Minister about bringing home more Aussies, because even today, when we've got 780-something local cases, we only had one case from overseas. So obviously, if fully vaccinated Aussies are coming home, there's no reason why we need to even have a cap after a particular number. So I'm all for reuniting Aussies, reuniting families. The last 2 years, it's been nearly 2 years, it's been a slog. And people have missed out on major life milestones. If there's a silver lining, the silver lining is I think all of us have appreciated what's most important to us. And we want to make sure people have the opportunity to exercise what we believe is most important to us.
Premier, regional travel for the 12 local government areas of concern, does that kick in once we get to...
Well, the reason why we made some of the decisions we did, including waiting to 80% double dose, is that so all of us could move forward together. So at this stage, unless Dr Chan's team advises otherwise, at this stage, we're assuming that all citizens of Greater Sydney will have the same opportunities as everybody else. But again, I want to caution to say the Doherty report tells us that if there's a particular outbreak in a suburb or a locality or a town, that the health advice might say, for people within a particular area, for the next week or two, confine your activity to your local area. Now, we don't have that advice at this stage. At this stage, our anticipation and expectation is that everybody moves forward together. But if there is a major outbreak in anywhere, it doesn't have to be in those. Ironically, those areas of concern have got the best vaccination rates in the nation. They've done it the toughest. They know the risks. And potentially the biggest risks lie with communities who may not have had cases, who haven't actually had to go through those difficulties, haven't actually had to go through living in those difficult situations. So the risk is there for anybody, and that will be dependent on the health advice. But at this stage, our anticipation is that everybody moves forward together.
So that means if Byron Bay is still languishing in low rates at 80% average across the state, we'll be able to go there?
Yes, but the issue for those communities with lower vaccination rates is that those citizens and businesses won't have the choices that everybody else has. You won't be able to open your business and accept anyone who's not vaccinated until at least the 1st of December. So some businesses in communities which are open now might actually go backwards, but we've made that very clear. We've made the roadmap, we've tried to provide as much certainty as early as possible. Now, it's a fine balance because you want to make sure you've got the data, you want to make sure you've got all the information at your fingertips, as well as giving people enough notice. And that's the balance we've struck by announcing our 3-stage reopening today. So everybody is very clear on their rights, their obligations, their personal responsibility, but also the opportunities they have. So, as the Deputy Premier and I have said on a number of occasions, some individuals or businesses might go backwards if they choose not to be vaccinated, and that's a decision for them. We've laid down the rules, we've made sure that we've supported people, even though we don't control supply of the vaccine, we've certainly had targeted responses to the vaccine. We've looked at communities who, for whatever reason, might have lower rates than others, and we've made a proactive, committed stance to vaccinating the most vulnerable, to getting the vaccines to whomever needs it the most. But then there's also a point in time when it becomes an individual decision, an individual choice. And we just want people to be aware what the consequences of their decisions are.